Sure. Just pleased with the outcome Thursday night. Hope just got us back on track and get back in the win column after a couple of disappointing weeks. But proud of how the guys played. I thought it was our most complete win, and just in terms of all three phases contributing and playing well, getting big plays in all three areas. So hopefully something we can continue. And we've got a tough challenge to travel on the road to Lafayette this week. So, it's always been a fun game, really competitive rivalry that's been developed between the two programs. And I think they're playing really good ball right now. Coach Napier's got them going, and so you can see the excitement they're playing with. So it'll present a big challenge for us. But I'd like to think our guys can step up and find another way to play well in a road environment and get a win.
Thank you very much, Coach. Our first questions come from Dan McDonald with The Advocate. Dan, please go ahead.
Morning, Coach.
Morning.
Can you talk a little bit about how big it was for your guys to jump out and have a first half like you did Saturday after, like you said, the disappointment the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I think it's big. I mean, you just you want to kind of get the doubt and the cobwebs out of your head and just realize that we're capable of playing good, solid football. And we just had so many things kind of go against us in the last couple of weeks, and just nothing to get truly excited about. To go out and get a good, solid first half under a belt and play well in all three areas. And you get the return in special teams, which is always a lift. Your defense is playing well. Offense able to score, consistently. I thought it was big, and I thought I was really honestly just as pleased at how we handled, late in the game. We had a couple poor series in the third quarter, and then the offense responded and got back on track. So I thought that was important too. I thought there was kind of two kind of pivotal moments, starting fast and then also coming out of halftime, kind of regrouping and starting to move the ball again.
Justice obviously played well for you, but you also were very balanced offensively between the run and the pass game. Was that sort of a goal going in?
It is every week to some degree. I think you have to take what the defense gives you. I mean, I think that's kind of the definition of true balance is if if the defense is going to take something away, be able to move to the other avenues of the offense and execute. And I thought we stayed really in terms of physically on the ground. We stayed ahead of the chains most of the night, and then we threw and caught the ball to be explosive when we needed to. But we've had games where defenses were committed to taking one or the other way. I think the key is being able to do what they make you do, and I think that'll be a key again this week. But it was good to see us be effective in both areas Thursday night.
What do you see different in the Louisiana team as compared to earlier in the season?
It just looks like you can tell they're gaining confidence. They're playing really, really hard. I think anytime you have a coaching change and you want to find out, are these guys buying into the new coaching staff and what those guys want to be done, I think that one of the first things you look for is just effort level in which they play with. And that's the thing that's showing up. And they're playing extremely hard. They were always big. They've HUD recruited big guys, and Billy's inherited a big physical football team, and you can just tell they're playing hard. They obviously like what's going on. They like the culture that's being created down there, and you got a bunch of guys that are hungry. I think they're playing extremely hard for 60 minutes, which makes them extremely dangerous.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Sure.
All right, thank you, Dan. Our next questions come from Tim Smith. Tim, please go ahead.
Morning, Coach. Last few years, certainly this has been one of the bigger rivalries within the Sun Belt. Of course, new coaching personnel down there in Louisiana, but maybe talk a little bit about the rivalry between the two programs, particularly within the last 5 years or so.
Well, I just think it develops into a competitive rivalry. Obviously, it's not due to proximity. I mean, we're still a pretty good ways from each other, and we don't cross each other's path every day, but I think just out of the nature of both teams being good and both programs playing at the top of the league for so many years, it just became a very competitive rivalry. It didn't take me long when I got here to figure that out. I was new 5 years ago, and I could feel the intensity in the game itself immediately, and won't take Billy long to figure that out either. The kids and the culture of the team and the fan base will make sure that's really clear. So I expect it to continue to be that way. I know that they have the ability to be in the mix in our side of the division every given year. So I would expect it just to continue to do what it's been doing and be a great football game.